Welcome, 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 friends. OG Murphy here with you. We are getting ready to stream some D&D, play some D&D, run some D&D, depending on who you are. We run the Lost Mine of Phandelver with the job board from the Dragon of Icespire Peak placed upon it, as well as the dragon from the Dragon of Icespire Peak. I'm going to ahead and just put that right on in this adventure as well. So it's going to be cool. It's been fine so far. We've got only two players tonight. Usually we run this with three, but this has become our alternate game when other players aren't able to join us. This is something that's pre-written. I don't have to plan anything. The maps I've all preloaded into a software called Owlbear Rodeo, which I highly suggest for anybody who is running games online. We're going to do a quick little recap, and then we're going to get right to it. So let's do all those things. Hey, what's up, guys? We're live.
Cool.
Cool.
Andres, am I going or are you going?
You can go if you want to, since
Okay.
you said you remember better.
Okay.
You want to
Hold on.
recap
One
all the
sec.
time?
Yep, because... Oh, that is not... Okay. Okay, so basically, last time on the game, we came back from the one bug kind of situation where we had saved the kind of like the mayor's brother. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But we came back with him. You know, we had the cart and everything. Went pretty good. Went straight to... They went straight to the bar while Bronze went to the mayor with the brother. Because, you know, they're bros. You think that they would basically allow him to be, like, come in and stuff. But as we kind of showed, the mayor is almost like germophobic levels of, like, not letting people in. And so there was like a big fight between those two, which is going to expand in the next day. You know, Bronze ends up going to the bar, like following after the mayor's brother. Faye was already in the bar, you know, hanging out with Randall and stuff, her booty call. Basically, when Bronze gets there, you know, Randall's recapping basically to the mayor's brother the whole, like, fiasco with Faye when he got freaking, like, hammered. He got white girl wasted. Bronze eventually ends up talking to the mayor's brother and almost kind of, I don't know if he's been fully converted, but, like, if not fully converted, at least, like, 85% of the way to his god, Ungrod, I believe it is pronounced.
Yeah.
Through a very impressive use of magic and Skyping your god on the DM. And he's kind of converted him. The next day, you know, Faye and Randall have basically gone on Explore the Town mini date, while Bronze has become our local family therapist and is trying to get the brothers to, like, get along, you know, as a sense of goodwill, but also because he wants to see what the mayor looks like at this point. I feel like it's mostly because he wants to see what the mayor looks like. I'm not 100% sure. But last time we left off, basically, Randall was with Faye. He just kind of showed her around the town. Their, you know, conversations. While Bronze was with the mayor's brother outside of the mayor's house, basically kind of family therapying. You know, don't yell at him. Apologize. You know, be big
with
boys.
really significant success, if I do say so myself.
Yeah,
like,
you did really good.
Very difficult social situation to have to maneuver. Yeah, big congrats there. But I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, that was about it. I think, because, like,
no, there was one other really important thing that happened.
Oh, a shrine's getting built.
Well, okay, a couple of things that happened.
Okay, well, hold on, let me rack my brain.
Maybe I missed it. Maybe you said it and I missed it.
Wait, hold on. What is it?
Did you talk about your friend at all? Your friend in town?
You mean, wait, which friend?
Your man friend, Randall.
Oh, Randall. Yeah, we hung out with Randall.
Yeah, he gave you a tour of the whole town.
Yeah, I literally said they went on a little tour date.
Okay, a little tour date. I missed that. I did miss it then. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, they went on a tour. Disneyland style. Here is my job. Here is my house. I live with my dad. What happened to your mom? Oh, she died. The basics of town life. We learned he's a carpenter.
See, what they need to
Yeah.
do next time is like rent a couple bikes from the tavern or whatever, and go like a bike thing around town, and like steal some apples from the orchard or something.
While that would be cute, I'm not sure if they can pedal with hooves.
You can like teach her, and then that's a whole date. Like he takes the time to like wood carve or whatever, or like hoof friendly pedals or whatever.
That would be cute. Ooh, I got a scholarship.
Ooh, got a scholarship.
Yeah, to Kiko State, bitches.
Oh, nice.
Like yeah, they also asked me to join the honors program, but I don't know what it is, and I feel like I gotta pay for it.
Well, research it. Also, Becky says classic first date topics to the Disneyland tour, and here's where I work. My mom
takes
died,
the time.
Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go from here at this point. Are we about to find out if Faye and Randall are more than a booty call? How will Randall react when he learns about Faye's past history? Find out next time.
Find out
on
next
The
time. Diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle-a.
Next time.
Sweet.
Wait a second. I have a question.
Shoot, what is your question?
Hypothetically, since Faye has been fucking hoeing with Randall, is there magical birth control that's being used in this sense, or is they just raw dogging it and hoping a baby's not happening?
We're gonna say that in this universe, Faye has enough control. It's up to Faye, basically. It's up to you. It's Faye's lifestyle. You don't get to just decide you're pregnant, though. If that's something you want to make happen, that's a roll. That's you gotta leave that a little bit of that up to fate. But,
I just wanted to know if birth control was a thing in this world.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, yes. The people of this world have figured some of that shit out. Arguably, prestidigitation, a cantrip that's pretty widely available to most magic users, could like in and of itself be used as birth control. Roll for pregnancy and use of prestidigitation and spells as fucking birth control. That's where we're at right now. That's how these games go. That's this group for you. We haven't even started playing yet. We're literally in hypotheticals about things. It's a fantasy world though, so I mean, it's whatever you want, Faye. We'll say you have perfect control over that. I don't know.
I just realized it because we've been talking about the dating thing, and is this the moment where it's like the TLC show Unexpected, which Andreas knows exactly what I'm referencing.
I do.
Just wanted to get my noodle wet.
It's fantasy, so you can control your own uterus. Oof.
Oh my god, we have more rights in D&D?
Yeah, man. I mean, that is one of the hallmarks of well, I guess this isn't my world. This is Wizards of the Coast world, which is a different deal. But in my homebrew setting, people are racist as shit, but that's more like culturally, it's more xenophobia than outright racism. And because technically they're different species and it
makes
culturally
sense.
depending on your narrative, but in my world there's like very little like people think that being prejudiced for other reasons is dumb, like it doesn't make sense to them. They're like, why? Like there's so much, like there are dragons and orcs and like cults and crazy magic and rituals and demons and devils and all this crazy shit, and you're like, you like care who he's fucking? That's something that like we had all this shit to worry about in our world, and that's what you care about. It's like, yeah, so
you have the problem with two dudes pumping the dupe chute, but you don't like you have bigger things to worry about.
There's orcs attacking the town center, and you care who gets with who.
Right, like push comes to shove, you're happy for every citizen holding a weapon fighting an orc. You don't really give a shit about the little tiffs that you have with them. Even you guys in Ruinswick were you didn't go out of your way to help the asshole bodyguard mercenaries that were guarding the rival racist tavern, but you know, like, didn't go out of your way to like kill them on the spot either. You were like, nah, they're fighters. Like, we're all fighting to save the town. Like, let them die, but you know, like, we're not gonna kill him. You know, it's like
I can
that's
withstand
D&D.
murder and torture, but gays is where I draw the line. Is
Yeah, and so those are the parts of the fantasy world that I have complete control over, and so it's like, nah, people think that's dumb, doesn't make any sense to them, like literally doesn't exist. It's not part of the zeitgeist. Fuck them gays. The Automod caught you, Becky. I'm going to approve this message with the \s that it should have come with to indicate that it is obviously a sarcastic comment. Uh, but yeah, that's a sarcastic comment made in jest. Okay, great. Now I'm old. I don't know how the internet's work. You type a / and you put a oh, I guess maybe
\J or \S.
\s. But I guess you can't actually do that in Twitch because it thinks it's a command. So maybe you have to do like \s, which is still S. I don't know.
yes, the bisexual also hate.
/s.
Parentheses could also probably work.
Parentheses would probably do it. Yeah, that's right. Um, I just wanted to bump that off the chat because it stays in the bottom corner. I just don't need like "fuck the gays" up in the corner for just like anybody to click on a frame of this video.
Yes, the person who wants to sponsor Dave.
I know. It's just blap, like said completely sarcastically in a moment of jest. Yeah, no, let's not fucking do that. Love you, Becky. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So, okay, fuck. God damn it. So we're gonna actually play some D&D now. That's what it's time for. Playing D&D. You guys are in the town of Phandelver, which, as a general reminder, I know that you guys probably remember this, but I will say it for stream purposes. The town of Phandelver is a frontier town, is an adventuring town, is a town built on the ruins of a town which was previously built on this location. This adventurers are known to come through here because this is the kind of jumping off point for anyone looking for the lost mine of Phandelver, a mythical location of great power and renown, depending on what you believe and who you talk to. You guys have been in town for a few days, and in that time, you have learned that there is a white dragon on the loose, which has been making things complicated for the people in the already secluded and isolated town of Phandelver. Your first job was, I guess your guys', it wasn't these characters, but you as players, your first job, for example, was to go warn a woman in a windmill, I believe.
It was something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a windmill.
A woman in a windmill that there was this dragon around, and discovered I forget what those things are called. It's not a griffin. It's a manticore. Discovered a manticore was there harassing her instead. So this is the kind of world and the kind of place that Phandelver is. As such, all of the townspeople, though they don't have an official police or guard, they are all known to hold and harbor weapons and wield them when need be to protect their town. You have gotten just a taste of that from the townmaster Harbin's cries through his door, alerting his neighbors that there is trouble afoot, and the town reacts as almost like a hive mind, like they will come to each other's aid when need be. But otherwise, it's the kind of place where, you know, people die occasionally and adventurers come through, but it's not the people of Phandelver wouldn't consider it a particularly exciting town, except for now, of course, the dragon in the area. You guys have just completed your characters' first jobs, right? Faye and Bronze haven't actually completed a job before this one, or did you complete your second job? I can't remember.
Um,
I think this would be the second because we like took out the red brands or whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't a job.
Yeah.
What was that? A job board job?
no,
I
that was
can't.
with the
No,
that
that was
was the
personal.
yeah, that was the what's it called, the shopkeep.
Yeah, it was like a personal favorite of Barthen. I think you guys
Yeah.
got some like healing potions and a discount or something out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. Okay, so yeah. So then you guys have, these characters now have experience with Harbin, and they know that he's this like scaredy cat, town master who, never leaves his house and slides your payment 1 gold coin at a time from under the door. It is. Let me see here. I don't necessarily have notes for this. It is the morning of, let's say, your fourth day adventuring, because it was a day in and a day out from your previous location, and then you did red brand stuff. So, of your fourth day adventuring together, you took kind of a half day yesterday. Or no, I guess you guys took a full day just relaxing, going on your tours of town and things. And it is now that evening, because you would have gone your tour, so you would have been around. No, it's lunch. We'll call it lunch. That following day, so you guys just got back on the road. Randall is still with Fearoth because he literally has nothing to do today and is kind of puppy dogging it with her. She is hands down, no questions asked, the most exciting thing that has ever happened to him, and probably from his perspective, the most exciting thing to ever happen to Phandelver. I know that Bronze is in the process of trying some conversions of different towns members, but it's midday, and we'll say for narrative purposes that you have all found yourselves standing outside the Stonehill Inn at around lunchtime. What would you guys like to do?
Uh,
Time
well,
to drink mimosa.
definitely go for some lunch, but I know we still need to talk to Barth and let him know that we got Tiber back,
I believe.
and let him
Oh, I
or
know.
let Alpha the Ox too.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
I don't think
fuck,
we've talked to him
Victor.
yet.
That's true. That's true. Actually, you're right. Nobody's talked to Barthen yet.
R.I.P. Victor, the real homie. And this is the moment where we edit in a picture of the cow in the arms of the angel starts playing. He was only with us for about 30 seconds, but he was beloved.
He was with you for like half a travel day, but yeah, in game, not very long at all.
Nope.
Not very long at all.
Roll took us out.
But wouldn't you rather the dragon carry off the ox and rather it not be one of you? I mean,
100%.
Depends on who it was.
and from the dragon's perspective, Vincent was a much better meal than either of you would have been. So, it's a win-win all the way around. Well, except for Barthen, I guess.
Yeah. We can get him a new cow. We'll buy him. I feel like it's only fair we buy him a new cow.
I think Brown said of this like looking up to Faye, and then he like looks down at Randall's like, "You want to come along?"
Looks down?
Well, he's shorter than Faye. He looks down from where he was looking at Faye. He's still
Oh.
looking up, but
Randall looks at you and says, "Yeah, I mean, I got nothing better to do." And he's been trying to hold Faye's hand all day and like walk around doing the like coupley thing. Is that something that Faye would have been interested in, or is she like trying to play it cooler while out and about there?
Depends on how he went about it.
He's just like he's just like puppy dogging, he just like, it started off with him just like holding like the inside of her arm, and then like the second hand comes in and he's just kind of like clingy. He's kind of clingy. It's clingy energy.
I don't think she's gonna fight it. No, she might give him a funny look, but that's about it.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so Randall looks at Bronze and is got like one arm interlocked with Faye's arm and the other one like wrapped around Faye's hand, and is just like, yeah, I got nowhere to be today, just like looking up at Faye.
Figure out if they start walking, face on with that. Like if they start walking, Braun's just gonna like ask Randall like what he does for a living, and I'm assuming he can let him know he's a carpenter.
Yeah, I'm a woodworker.
And then he's just like hearing that is like, "Are you any good with axes?"
Says, axe heads? No. Axe handles? Yes.
And he's just like, "Oh, this is the start. We'll make a fine warrior out of you at some point."
Faye's gonna look down at Bronze, and it's just gonna be like, before we get there, what do we do about Victor?
I mean, not much we can do. A dragon plucked him out of the ground. We just gotta let him know and see what happens from there.
And she's gonna look at him and be like, do you think we should buy him a cow?
I mean, if he's the shopkeeper, I don't know where we'd be buying it if it's not from him, but we can. Well, he's like counting his coin purse. Like, we'll see how much it costs.
You guys would probably know. Actually, Feyroth would know from her tour of town that there are two places in town that would probably have access to a horse, or excuse me, a cow, and those places would be the Eldermath Orchard and the Alderleaf Farm.
Okay, let's get there first, and we're about to see if he was emotionally attached to this cow.
And you guys show up at Barthen's door. It is still shut. The open sign is not out, despite the fact that it is midday.
I was like, what's up?
Oh no, you go, my dude.
He's just like standing a bit more on his tippy toes and looking through any windows he can find.
Oh, Face is gonna go fist first and bang on the door.
That's fine. You can do both simultaneously. Roll me a perception check from Bronze.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Bronze looks inside and sees that the place there's like light from outside coming in, but that there does not appear to be any light inside, save for some coming from the far back room behind where the counter is. And you've never been back there. You're not sure if that's like a stairwell or a hallway or what, but there is a little bit of light coming from back there. But for all intents and purposes, the shop is dark, and it doesn't look like he's been open at all today.
And
On the door one more time.
And nobody's coming to the door.
Is the door locked? Can Faye kind of try to open it?
Faye goes down and tries to open the door. And you can hear from inside the door, pop, pop! A couple of like firecracker sounds.
Faye's gonna kind of look at Bronze, and it's just like,
some lights in there. Maybe he's on lunch.
how would all the lights be off if he's on lunch? Except one. Randall
says, Barthen's is always open. He eats at his counter or has one of the kids take over if he's got something really important to do. But he's always open.
Does he live here too?
I mean, he's got a house around the back, but people call it a second home. Seen the lights on pretty late at night. Spends a lot of time in the shop.
House around the back. Why don't you go check that out? I mean, it's not just a business call, but one of his oxes. We've got to deliver the news and see what we're gonna do past that.
Okay, let's go to the back.
you guys walk around back to find Barthen's home, which is a simple but spacious house set behind his shop, probably 2/3 of the size of the main shopping area of the shop floor rather of his shop. There's a small stable next to it, which has two empty stalls and one occupied by an old but still strong looking horse. And Barthen's door stands before you shut with no light coming from inside.
Faye's gonna bang on the door once again. He might have just got white girl wasted, hangover sleeping.
You hear a voice come meekly from inside. Go away!
Does it sound like Barthen?
Yeah, it's Barthen's voice.
And Braun's just like, are you sick? Are you ill?
I don't want to talk about it! Go away!
Are you sure talking about it helps? You gotta let it.
Leave me alone!
Does he sound drunk?
Does he sound white girl wasted?
Or is it like sick?
And as you ask yourself this question, the door flings open and the smell of he reeks of alcohol. As he's like leaning in the doorway and he looks at you, he's, you killed my cow! I want to lock you!
Oh no.
How the hell did he know about it?
Tyver probably told him.
Oh fuck! We've been snitched on.
Alright, even or Falcon, maybe either way.
Snitch.
Okay.
The face is gonna look at him and be like, well, technically the dragon killed the cow, but we're sorry.
Roll a diplomacy check. For the
what's his
sincerity of
Ron?
your apology.
17.
17.
Okay, never mind.
Keep in mind that Barthen is incredibly drunk.
Micro wasted.
And he says, you should have killed the dragon! You're the adventurer!
Bron's gonna like look around him. Bron's gonna like look around Barth and see if he can see the source of alcohol inside of the house.
You look past Barthen, and you can see a bottle of some kind of, brown. You can see it's probably beer, because it's frothy. Some brown frothy liquid, dribbling out of a large glass bottle, just like laying on the floor. But it's like a hallway behind him, and there's like a small entry table, but that doesn't have any bottles or anything on it.
Sorry, I missed that real quick. Sorry.
There's a large empty bottle of beer part empty bottle of beer on the floor that's emptying itself because it is laying sideways on the floor. There's also a small entry table which does not have any like containers or anything on it.
Can I ask, what's Randall's reaction to this situation?
Faye turns to look at Randall, and Randall is just like standing there looking super uncomfortable. Like he's looking down at his feet, and he's kind of like, for the first time all day, like let go of Faye and just like kind of taking a step back and away from the two of you, and is just like standing there pretty awkwardly.
Bronze is like, I'm sorry that your cow got eaten by a dragon.
That you let my cow. His name was Vincent.
I'm sorry about Vincent. He was a good ox. He carried the weight well.
Vincent was indeed a good steed. May he rest in peace.
And may he carry carts in the oxen afterlife. And he's just gonna ask, like, I mean, is there anything we could do to make it up for you? Get you a new ox?
Hold a funeral.
Vincent Jr. maybe. Clean up the house a bit. It looks a bit. There's some alcohol. Go on to that nice wooden floor over there.
Roll me your own diplomacy check, please, sir.
Okay.
The thing you're trying to get him to do is react reasonably here, by the way, because that's not his default right now. So.
Bronze, he like scratches his beard and he uses a luck blessing on himself.
Okay. Knowing that it's a challenging situation he has ahead of him.
Okay, let's see, 7. What's the second one? 8. Okay, what diplomacy, right?
Let's pull up the top.
All right, the luck only got me 1 higher, so let's see, 10.
10. On a 10, Barthen says, "You can find the dragon shit that is Vincent and bury it where it belongs!" And the door, boom, slams in your face.
We can do what?
Find the dragon shit that is now Vincent and bury it where he belongs. And it closes the door on you.
Okay, it's gonna look at Bronze and it's like, I told you he might be attached to the cow.
I mean, it was just a cow. I didn't think it would be that attached to it, but we learn. We learn.
Go, yeah, and you're just a dwarf, but someone cares for you.
I don't know how to respond to that as a player.
Oh, that's great.
And Faye's gonna look at Bronze and it's like, well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not looking for a dragon ship. We can buy him a cow and we can drop it off, but that is the most we are going to do. If you want to look for a giant dragon ship, go ahead. But I will not be participating. Bye. And she's gonna walk off with Randall.
After a second, like, Bron's gonna fall off closest behind because, like, yeah, no, he's not gonna. He's not
you're
doing
gonna third wheel?
I'm assuming you guys are going to look for the cow.
Yeah. So first, where's Faye going?
That's true. She's gonna ask Randall where he thinks they would best sell good cows.
Randall says that you might be able to get one at the Miners Exchange or the Lion Shield Coster, but you'll probably have to wait for it. They'll have to find one and send it to Phandelver. So if you want one right away, so I think there might be one at the Eldermath Orchard, and they probably have one at the Alderleaf Farm.
Okay. Want to come with us to a farm?
I was hoping to go for the orchard. I've got a hankering for some apples, but I'll go with the farm.
I feel like there's just more likely there's going to be one on a farm.
Probably, but they're also probably using it, Eldermath Orchard, people.
I know, but they might sell them. You never know. It's going to be like, what's that one farming thing in high school? Where they breed them and then you get to sell them?
4-H.
Yes. We're going to 4-H our way to a cow.
You guys got to give me a second to sort through my books real quick here.
Can we also pretend that the cows available are Highland cows, the fluffy ones with, like, bowl cuts?
I feel like that's going to have to be a roll.
Yeah, that's exactly what that'll be. That'll be a roll. Oh, fun. Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Cool. All right, sick. Yeah. So, you guys head to the Alderley farm, and it only takes you a couple of minutes to get there. But you approach Simple Farmhouse, and you can see a halfling, a halfling woman, middle aged, who is busy set about doing chores on the farm. She seems to be at the moment working with the like with somebody else out in the like out back where the plants are actually growing and things. She's like tending garden basically.
Asa's gonna go up to her and ask, like, hello, do you have any cows available for purchase?
Bronze, anything to say?
Yeah, what she said.
And she says, and she turns around and says, "Hello." She's like, "Oh, hi, Randall." Randall's like, "Hey, Colleen." And says, "Made some new friends. You, I've heard that you have made some new friends." And he like goes red, like beat fucking red, super embarrassed. He was like, "Yeah, yeah, they are hoping that you will have an extra cow to sell them to replace Vincent." And she's like talking past you guys at Randall. She's like, "Replace Vincent? What happened to Vincent?" And then she like looks back at the two of you.
We were using him to help get supplies to a camp, and the dragon came down and ate Vincent.
Says, you grabbed that job off the job board. You were resupplying the logging camp, weren't you?
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. He was a good cow. But he is no longer with us, and we feel bad, and we feel like we need to replace him.
Yeah, Barthen's he's drunk at home, and he's not doing too hot.
He mourns the loss of his friend, and we are hoping this at least.
And she like sets everything down. He's drunk at home at this hour, right now. When
yes,
did you see him?
he was very attached to Vincent.
When did you see him?
15 minutes ago, we kind of just walked over from there.
She takes a big sigh. She like straightens up and she starts like wiping her hands off on her apron. You guys can see that the individual who she was working with and directing is a young boy of probably about 10, who has like kind of made his way over to Vincent, and the two of them are like he's calling Vincent down. He's like whispering to him. They're like talking really low together in the background.
You mean Randall?
I'm sorry, Randall. Randall. Not
can I do a roll to listen in on that conversation?
Yeah, give me a perception check. Anything to say to the person you're speaking to, Bronze?
What's my perception?
Oh, what's up?
Do you have anything to say to this individual who's in front of you, just real quick, while we have this break?
The kid or the?
There's two individuals in front of you. I guess there's 4 individuals in front of you if you count your friends.
Oh, 27 for that perception.
I think Bronze would be like looking around, and like they're farming right there, right? Or like they're working in the field.
Yeah.
He looks at like their tools and like how they're doing, if they're new, they're rusted, old, that kind of situation.
They are simple tools, which have obviously had a significant amount of use. Yeah, they are. It's hard to tell if they're old or if they're just hard used, but it's obvious that. I would not call them new, pristine, or shiny at all.
And basically, I'm assuming trying not to, I guess, be rude there. Whenever he gets the chance, he's going to be like, if it's if it helps if you're willing to help us, I can sharpen up your tools there for you, get them brand new.
She says, that would save me some work. Well, it would save Carp some work, and she gestures over to the young boy, who Faye is able to hear snippets of the conversation. She's able to hear Carp ask, it's like, have you gone on any adventures with them? And you can't really hear the answer, but, she does hear Randall say, yeah, the weapons are all real. And it's just like, it's obvious that that the gist of this conversation is a child enthralled. It'd be like a kid, meeting, like a fireman for the first time. Like, let me see the axe. Like, whoa, have you been in a burning building before? Like, that's the vibe you're getting off of the conversation.
You guys have guns? Can you show me your Glock?
Right. That is like the type of deal that you're getting off of here. Bronze has just made this offer, and Colleen has looked at him and said that would save Carp quite a bit of work. She says, but cows don't come cheap, and they get more expensive the fewer of them there are in town.
By chance, do you have the same type of breed as Vincent?
I need you both to roll me a charisma check, I guess. Luck check.
What do we add to it if it's luck?
Charisma modifier. Plus or minus.
4.
Ooh. I'm going to use inspiration die.
That is
you
yours.
Do that.
To use on the breed of cow that this individual has.
Not too bad. 18.
Okay. Better than it was before, but still pretty bad. 11.
18 and 11, the average of which would be somewhere in the 14, 15 range.
I was going to say, I think it's 15.
It'd be a 0.5 number.
Yeah.
14.5.
So, I was responding to emails and came back to, we're going to 4-H our way to a cow. Yeah, Becky, the kind of Reader's Digest version of the story is these guys left town 3 days ago on what should have been a standard resupply mission. The dragon that's been terrorizing the area swooped in, did a lot of damage, and picked up the oxen, the cow that was like pulling the cart, and just like left with it, just like dipped with the oxen, leaving them with the supplies in the wagon to like figure out what they were going to do. Turns out the shopkeep was very attached to Vincent, the cow, and they didn't like talk to him right away when they came back to town. They waited till the next day, and his shop wasn't open. And they went around back to his house, and he was just blitzed drunk. And they asked what they could do for him, and he said, you can find the dragon shit that used to be Vincent and bring it home so I can bury it. And now they're trying to find a cow to replace Vincent. So that's where we're at. Yeet! Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Vincent's buying the stairway to heaven as we currently speak.
Being carried up by a dragon.
Yeah, but you guys also have no idea whether or not Vincent was even alive because he got hit with the breath weapon before the dragon got to him.
At this point, so he was frost freezer burned. Poor baby.
He was a cowsicle.
They done steamied his ass.
And let's see here. Colleen looks at Bronze and says, how long will it take you to sharpen the tools? And do you have enough gold to pay for the remainder?
So here's a DM question here. The what is it? Cantrip mending.
Yeah.
Would that sharpen the tool? Would that bring them back up?
Yeah. That would medium well steak, except it was a white dragon, a frost dragon, so it was a cold steak. It was a cowsicle, and it would repair them fully, and it would make them it would make them like new, yeah, because it would repair hit points lost on the items mechanically, and what that means for farming tools is bringing back some of their durability. So yeah, absolutely, that works. How many is it? A cantrip, or do you have a certain number of them?
It's a cantrip, so
Sick.
however many times.
Yeah. So
And then it's like I can.
Yeah, that's nothing.
He asks for like one of the tools that they're holding. It's like I can do it right now, real quick. And then if they give it to him, he just gonna cast mending on it.
Yeah, she's gonna hand you a hoe, and you're gonna.
He's gonna hand her a. But
No, that would be if she handed him a hoe and a sack of produce, because then it would be a hoe bag. But, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but she hands you the hoe. You mending it, and she was like, She was like, that's impressive. She was, and what is Bronze's strength score?
18.
She says, I was hoping I'd get to see those muscles of yours in action, but magic will do, I suppose.
oh my
And
god!
bronze is like, well, and he's like, undoing his back, like doing it on the ground. If I with a bit of air, I can do it a little bit quicker. And he's going to take off his basically do it to like a tunic and roll it up. And then for the next one, he's gonna do like extra slow. It's like and flex for that.
Where's the gym? Is it that way? Yeah, and roll a performance check. I want to see how you're coming across here, bud.
Oh fuck. He's gonna be a 5-2 manlet. That's what he's gonna look like. Okay, performance. Hopefully, it's not too much of a negative modifier.
She's a halfling.
Yeah, okay. You guys are like the same.
I missed that part. That part.
Yeah, she's a halfling.
She's down to clown, my dude.
Down to clown.
I should have saved that. Perform. I'm assuming it'd be untrained. It's -3, so 11.
11's not terrible.
Yeah.
And so, you do it, and she chuckles. Her stare lingers for like a second, and she kind of snaps back, and she says, "But business first. What were you prepared to offer me for for one of the 2 cows remaining in town?" Oh, I'm sorry. And the average was a 15 on your roll. So yeah, Vincent is the same breed, or it's the same breed as Vincent. Excuse me.
How much you looking for?
She says, I think 100 gold is a fair price. And he says, and you're welcome to try your luck at the Eldermath Orchard if you don't think that's a fair price. I'm sure that he'll say the same or more.
Is this halfling? Is she older? Or is she like?
She's like middle-aged. She's like in her 40s, okay. 50s, something like that.
Can we try to bargain?
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's D&D.
How old's that kid?
Like 10.
Okay. Is he... 10-year-olds aren't that big. They're bigger than me, but they're not that big. Faye's gonna be like, what about 90? And I give the kid a piggyback ride.
And the kid, eyes go huge and, turns to look at Colleen. And Colleen, looks back at him, sighs, looks back at you. Says, that sounds fair, and holds her hand out to shake yours, Bronze.
What?
So, this would not end up well in fact. Fuck. I want to say 80, and I'll throw in a piggyback for you as well.
Ooh.
And
go.
No,
he gives
you
himself
say
the
I'll
luck.
throw in a ride.
He gives himself the luck.
Okay.
So roll your diplomacy, sir, and let's see how you're doing here with your.
Bounce, go wow, wow. Wow, we
Right.
are a bunch of whores.
A little bit.
Fuck. 10.
Our characters.
Wait, no. Diplomacy. Diplomacy. 15.
15. She agrees wholeheartedly. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh.
Done.
How many years has it been since she's seen a man?
And she says, I suppose you'll want to. I suppose you'll want to see Sylvester.
Yeah. We were about to buy a cow and not even look at it.
Oh, she I mean, she would want. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you guys get out there, and it's a cow. It's definitely a lady cow, which is weird that its name is Sylvester. Like that doesn't really jive. But yeah, it's like a full size cow. Looks pretty healthy. Neither one of you guys are like animal aficionados, so farm animal aficionados. So yeah, looks like a good cow.
And yeah, Bronze is just like looking at it. He puts his hand out for a pet, and then he's I guess like burns like cure light wounds on it to get it pep it up. Hopefully,
put some pep in it up.
I imagine it's probably at full health, but
Yeah, it definitely immediately like warms to you, leans into your touch at your potion, and then like turns and like gives you a big like cow lick up the side of your face, and Colleen looks shocked. She's like, "Wow, that." She's like, she has never reacted to someone that well before.
Faye's gonna look over and say, he's good with his hands, and then kind of wink. Trying to throw you a bone here, bro.
Yeah, and she's gonna like look past you guys at because Randall is not with you guys. Him and Carp. Him and Carp are still like having a conversation at this point out of earshot from where you guys are, but you can still see them. And so once she's like established that he's in fact far enough away, she says, oh, what the fuck did she even say to that? I hope she says something basically along the lines of like, I hope to find out later just how oh no, you know what she says? She says, talented hands and a strong back.
Bronze just like perhaps I could give a demonstration later.
She is going to offer to you guys.
Oh no.
She's really offering it to Bronze. But Faye is obviously there. And she says, let me see here. There's a hayloft in the barn here, and she like points to the hayloft that's above the cow that you just bought. She says, I'm sure that you'll want to keep an eye on your investment. I'm happy to house it for you for as long as you need until you deliver it to Barthen. And she says, but you're welcome to stay here if you like.
Bronze is gonna go like I could go with the bite to eat. I could go for
Faye?
Cool. She's probably gonna be walking over to the kid because piggyback time.
Right. Yep. So you approach Vincent and not Vincent. Fuck, I keep calling him Vincent. Randall and Cole. Is that what his name is? Is that his name?
Carp. Carp like the
That's his
fish.
name. Carp. Carp like the fish. He's a fishy boy. He's a fishy boy. So Carp is like small. He's a halfling kid. So this dude is super super tiny. Going to be way light. Like this guy could probably stand on your shoulder. And sees you guys approach, and you know he like stops talking to Randall and looks up at you and says, "Hi."
Hi.
What? That's a big bow.
Yes, it is.
Can you shoot it at something?
Yes.
And he points to a post, like, I don't know, like 100 meters off. Can you hit that?
Sure. Faye's gonna take the bow out. Let's do this.
And then surprise turns it on the kid.
Ooh, that would be a very different game. Oh, man.
Okay. I guess I'm just like rolling to confirm to hit.
You're rolling an attack on a very low AC.
Okay. So 12 plus whatever I roll. Let's see. Oh, 19. 12 plus 19, whatever that is.
That's enough to hit a post. Very solidly and squarely. Right smack dab in the fucking middle of it. And the kid just like starts applauding.
Thank you.
He's like, "Can I try?" Your bow is 5 times bigger than this kid is.
I can help you, but sure, I can help you.
Bronze, what are you doing over with Colleen?
Fuck. I think he's trying to make small talk, but he's not really good at that. He's like, he knows battle speak and he knows religion stuff, but he's not super well versed in, trying to make communication.
She keeps redirecting all of your conversation to the hayloft.
Oh.
I'm going to take a roll in the hay.
Bronze is, after some time, he figures out what's up and he's like, sure, we can take a look in there.
Cool.
You're about to get out.
I'm about to say she's gonna make a pass, bro. So you just need to, because we fade to black for that shit in my campaign. So you just let me know if Bronze would be here for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Bronze is gonna be out of commission for a minute here, which means that there's no one to interrupt Feyroth showing this kid how to fire a bow. Roll me another attack, but roll it with disadvantage. Roll it twice.
Okay.
Take the lower of the 2 results.
Okay. Okay, so 12 plus 12, so 24.
Yeah, still enough to hit the post. And so you have to bring this thing all the way down to the ground, and you have to bring it down to the ground next to a small tree stump that the kid gets up on top of, and so that he's at the middle of the bow. And you are straight up just shooting this bow around this kid. And he's not doing a goddamn thing. But you're trying to tell him to keep his fingers clear, and you're hold here. Don't get your nose in the way. He definitely has no idea what he's doing. And this is taking you longer than it should because you don't want to knock this kid unconscious with the 100 pounds of pressure that your bow is going to snap back with. So but you eventually get everything loose, and this kid just kind of like fidgets out of the way for a second. You just like release it real quick, and it, and hits the same post, just like 2 inches below where the other arrow hit, and the kid just like drops everything and just like takes off towards the post, like laughing, like giggling. Randall just like stands back and chuckles. Says, "Hey, you're not too bad with kids."
I have a kid.
No, it shows. Where are they?
And Faye kind of opens her mouth, and she's just gonna go had.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that."
And Faye's just gonna look back over at the kid.
Who you can see is like trying to pull the arrow out of the post, but that shit is embedded in there. He's got like both feet up. He literally is not touching the ground. He's just like got all of his leverage pulling against this arrow, and it is not going anywhere.
Faye's gonna go over and try to help him take the arrow out. Please say we are out of earshot of the thing. We're not hearing like hut two.
Yeah, you guys are far enough away that. But
okay.
But it is about this point where you like pull the arrow out, hand it back to the kid, and like look around and realize that you're 2 people short of a party here. That Colleen and Bronze are both gone.
Faze is gonna try to make sure we don't go towards the hay barn area.
Where they were last seen?
Yeah, she's gonna make the assumption.
That's fair. I just want to make sure that we make the language distinction that she's doing it because that's where she last saw them, right?
Yeah.
So then, where are you going? What are you doing?
Piggyback time, bitches.
Is there anywhere in particular you're going to carry this kid on piggyback? He is super light. He does not weigh anything, weigh you down. You can carry this kid forever almost.
Faye's plan was just to like let him hold on to her horns and just start running around at full speed.
Just like on the farm?
Yeah.
Cool. Kid is like obviously having the fucking time of his life. Like having a blast. Like screaming and whooping and hollering and stuff. Randall's just like leaning back with his arms crossed, just like smiling and watching the two of you. And this goes on for, 15, 20 minutes. And then Bronze and Colleen are going to appear, but I want to check in with Bronze if there's anything that he wants to say or do in his private moment with Colleen before he rejoins the party. Fuck. I'm just looking at Becky's message. Yeah, dude.
Everyone's trying to fuck in this game.
What else do you think there is to do in Phandelver? I've been like describing it as this frontier town in the middle of nowhere.
That's true.
Randall obviously knows everyone, so it's the kind of place where everyone knows everyone. There's like 50 buildings in the whole town. So, yeah, fucking strangers is like a Phandelver pastime. Absolutely.
I think Bronze probably, after everything's done, like they were gonna head out, he's like, wouldn't mind seeing you again.
She says, "I meant what I said. You're welcome to save yourself some coin and stay in my hayloft instead." And she says, "Once Carp is asleep, you are welcome to stay in the house, even if you like, as long as you're gone by morning." Big wink.
She's gonna Tinder your ass. The booty call.
He's just like, I'll give that some thought. There's still more that needs to be done today.
Of course. She says, including, she said, and she straightens up and, straightens her dress and, hair, which was slightly a mess, and says, "There's still business to finish conducting now that you've earned your discount." And, the two of you walk into the Like, Fearoth sees the two making their way across from the stable, the barn area, to where you're like running back and forth with this kid. And the 5 of you are now in the same space once more. What would you like to do?
Faye's probably gonna put the kid down. And she's gonna take out her bow.
Bronze would probably, he's probably gonna get the cash out. 80. So he's gonna put out 40.
Faye's gonna put 40 as well.
And Colleen's going to take those from you guys and say, thank you very much. Sylvie is yours whenever you'd like her.
We do probably want to get back to Barthen before he downs another bottle. He was pretty far gone.
Randall says, I might actually stay behind for that one.
And Faye's gonna kind of look at Bronze and it's like, are you sure you don't want to give him time to sober up? For all we know, we're gonna get there with the cow and he's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that for the second time.
Yeah. We'll try again tomorrow morning.
Horrified look on Carp's face at the talk of dead cows. And let's continue, please.
I think, and Bronze is like, oh, no, that wasn't dead cows. He's like, that was fed cow. Very full stomach. His like pats his like stomach. It's like very happy cow. We're just buying him another friend.
Kid looks at you with a look that says, really? I'm 10. I'm not stupid.
And Faye's gonna look at the kid and people do stupid things when they're upset. And we'd rather not risk Sylvester.
Okay. I don't want him to get eaten by a dragon.
I don't think Sylvester's gonna get eaten by a dragon. Vincent had poor luck. Sylvester's probably not leaving town anytime soon.
Say it's a 1 in 5 chance.
Oh, fuck, it is a 1 in 5 chance. Well, let's hope.
Cool. So what are you guys doing?
Well, from my understanding, we're leaving the cow for the night. We're going to hit it again in the morning.
Okay. And Colleen has said that you guys are welcome to leave your cow here for as long as you need to. So that's not a problem.
And we bought one car off of Falcon, correct?
And we returned it.
Yeah, so that's taken care of.
I think you guys are, except for Vincent, I think you guys are morally square right now.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the king, Vincent. Pour one out for our homie.
Rip.
Well, we're doing that. I've got some business to hopefully try and take care of at the blacksmiths. If I can find Tiber, you're welcome to join us, but Feyroth.
She's just gonna kind of, push her shoulder up, like, and she's gonna look at Randall and be like, "What do you want to do?"
Randall says, if we're not going to Barthen's, then I'm happy to keep spending time with you. I don't know. What do you want to do?
What do you want?
There's not a lot to do in Phandelver but walk. Unless you want to drink. That's what there is to do here.
There is a third thing, and that is, establishing, a new sect of Avantgarde here, and to do that, we need investors and we need people to put their backing behind this kind of project. That's what I'm going to the Black to do.
Visibly roll her eyes at that comment. And she's gonna look at Randall and says, she's like, you said you have a house in town, right?
Well, I mean, my dad and I do.
Let's go to your house.
Yeah, my dad's there though, so you want to go somewhere else?
Are you scared of your dad?
No. I just think that there are better places to spend our time.
Can she sense motives to see why she doesn't want her at the house?
Yeah, but she won't know why. Sense motive is to tell if someone's being dishonest or not. So you can do a sense motive to see whether or not that answer was true, is what you can roll a sense motive check for.
Okay, I'll do that. My sense motive is 11 plus 6, so 17?
Yeah, I mean, he seems genuine in that he does honestly believe there are other places, like, there are better places to spend your time. But you also definitely get the sense that there is another reason why he doesn't want you to go to his house.
Faye's gonna kind of jab him with her elbow and, kind of joking and be like, come on, tell me the real reason.
I mean, that is the real reason. Also, my dad's kind of a jerk, but yeah, my dad's kind of a jerk.
Guessing he doesn't take kind to horns.
I wouldn't know. You would be the first.
That could be fun.
Ooh, no, not fun. No, walking is fun. Talking is fun. Being anywhere else is fun.
And Faye is going to, smile. And when someone gets, an evil smile on their face where they're like, he. The devious kind of smile?
Yeah.
And she's just gonna, smile at him and stare him down.
What? Okay, that's weird. I don't like that. I don't...
You don't like what, Randall?
You're looking at me weird. I don't like it. You're looking at me like you think I would taste good.
Already tasted you. You taste fine.
Take your inspiration.
Salty and nutrition.
Take your inspiration if you don't already have it for this campaign.
Thank you.
That was fucking great. I really hope Becky caught that, and if not, I think I'm gonna clip it because she would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But no, Faye's gonna stop smiling. It's just gonna, well, show me where you want to go next. How about where you work? The carpentry.
Yeah, but today's my day off. But it's better than taking you to the house, so sure. And he, brings you to half caught it. We got the all clear at work, so I'm finishing up. Oh, well, congratulations at 9 p.m. your local time for looking at being done. That is a terrible time to stop working. I am so sorry that you're stuck doing that still. Randall takes you to the woodworkers, and off the two of you go. So, Bronze, you are going to the smithy. What is your intention? What are you going to do here?
He was hoping to find Phandelver first, and basically he was looking to find Tyver first.
Tyver first, okay.
And basically go with him and try to get the smithy in on it. Backing it, putting their seal of approval on this project. Maybe you join in, Iongrad's Grace, you get some, you can get some like money off of that kind of situation.
So Bronze was rounding the corner and passes the Shrine of Luck, the one of the only other two like religious organizations in town. There's like a small proper church, and then there's this like Shrine of Luck, and it's literally a pile of rocks. So as you were passing this and thinking about the role of religion in Phandelver, what how do you approach the smith, who's working as usual, furiously banging heated metal, sweating, cursing, and covered in soot in the smithy?
He's working. He's a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No Tybor though, not here.
Yeah. The character to be making moves like this. He does not have the stats for it.
The character would be making moves like this. Hey, it's a fantasy game. You don't got to have all the. You don't have to be able to play the thing. You just need to be able to communicate to me the intention of what you'd like your character to do, and we can make it happen.
Yeah. He's probably gonna go up to him and be like, hello, fellow dwarf. Add the name of the thing outside, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
The Iron Hammer.
Iron Hammer. Oh fuck. Okay, I was hoping for a name. I was wondering, if you'd be able to help me with something.
Clang, clang, clang. What do you want? Clang, clang, clang.
And Bronze brings out like one of his other pamphlets, but this one is like made on like a precious metal situation, for other dwarves, because they don't like paper kind of situation. This is the special stuff for them. It's like a trinket of like. I'd say it's like let's say what I better say it's gold and like knock like 50 gold off of my inventory.
I was about to say, I'm literally going to ask you, is this designed to be something that you like give out? Like what's it worth, and what's it made of, and we can, but I just need to know all that stuff. Like, do you carry like a stack of these? Is this something that you carry like one or two of and you give them out, or do you, like ask for them back? Like what's the deal?
He only carries a couple of these. They're more worthwhile ones, and they're generally meant for like dwarves and such, to get their interest, because it's you gotta put something up front. You gotta be more direct with that kind of situation.
Who makes them?
I say Bronze could, if he had like what's it called, a little the mold for them.
Okay, so they're not like they're not like encrusted with jewels or anything. It's just like a gold sheet basically with like the message like pressed into it.
Yeah, I imagine it's like two bookmarks like size in terms of like length and width.
Right.
Like a 1/4 inch thick situation.
Okay, so I mean we're talking. Yeah, it'd probably be less than a 1/4. Probably more like an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch. Like this is a pretty thin deal. Like it would get bent pretty easily. But we can say that you have a like an accordion style little mini holder that you carry them in that like keeps them from getting bent and warped. Because gold is not a very, if it's pure gold, gold is not a very rigid metal. If it's designed to be like handled and to be a little bit more firm, it wouldn't be worth quite so much, but it'd be more durable, I guess. I don't know. We're getting to the nitty gritty now.
But he pulls one of them out, and then he's just like I had a a business proposition for you.
And at the sight of this gold-leafed deal, I would have to ask you whether or not this is a common practice among your like church, or if this is something that Bronze does specifically.
He'd have the thing to make them, so it'd have to be somewhat,
Right, but are there other, advocates of Ongrad going around like handing out precious metal pamphlets like this, or is this something that like Bronze came up with at some point and like made a couple of and is like trying out or does himself personally? Is this something he learned from someone else, or is this something he came up with?
Let's say Bronze had a smart idea and he came up with this.
Okay. And then at the sight of this sheet, the metalworker will stop completely and like set their hammer down. And are you like making it obvious that you're handing this to them as like this is yours, or are you just kind of holding it?
He's holding it and like he's kind of set it down on the counter and like pushing it towards him with kind of his hand still on it situation.
Yep, picks it up and reads it quickly. What does it say?
Basically, kind of situation like spreading the word of Ongrad, helps with riches like this or something like that.
Okay, and what's your pitch? How are you approaching this? So a proposition of some sort?
Yes, I'm currently in talks with Tybor Wester, and we're looking to expand Ongrad's presence into the town of Phandelver. And to do that, we need people that can put their name behind it and help with that way we get more than just a pile of rock. You'd be properly recompensed with this for the backing, of course. We don't, the followers of Ongrad don't turn their back on supporters like that.
The smithy owner picks up the sheet, sniffs it, licks it, bites it, and then looks at you. You got more of these?
I do. How many really depends on what the answer to this what your answer is.
Yeah. The smithy looks up and says, I'm not the preachy type, but Ongrad's already got a good name in my book, so what are we talking?
See, we to build a proper church, we need woodworkers, we need metal workers, and I figure I come with this opportunity to you to be the metal worker for this project. You'd be really recompensed, whether it's through the donations that are made, but in order to repay you for the backing.
Roll your diplomacy check now with advantage, please.
Okay.
Jennifer, we're going to take our break as soon as we're done with this scene, too. So if you have anything you want to get up and go do, feel free to go do that.
I just
so
did.
Bad.
Well, you get to roll twice.
That is so. I did, and it was still really bad. It was single digits.
Oh.
I'll give you my inspiration if you use Google Dice Roller. Or your physical dice.
I'll take it. Let's see, Google Dice.
Or your physical.
Lights off, so I'll just do physical, yeah. D20. If not, I have a plan for what happens next. Better. Let's see. Total of percent or what is it? Diplomacy. 13.
Total,
Fuck.
total of 13. You make this proposition, and the smithy shop owner looks up and says, "Yeah, I mean, I'm busy, but
Ron's he has let's say he has like 10 of these things total. He pulls up the leaflet thing and he gives him another one, and this one specifically says, churches aren't built on prayers alone, and he hands it to him.
I like that."
Ron came ready.
Oh, I love that. So yeah, and with that, the smith, the shopkeep takes the second leaf and says, "Yeah, you just let me know what you need."
Well, we still need a some sort of woodworker group to help with the building, and then we can proceed with the actual, uh, the physical labor of it. I personally collecting the funds in order to get that building done. I guess the two things from you I'd need is, or the one thing I need from you is potentially who get in contact with for the woodworking portion of that, and if you know any stonemasons either as well.
The smithy says, "Yeah, I got some contacts that I can get in touch with." My first question to you, though, you clear this with the town master? Where are you building it?
That's what we're figuring out next. I've talked a little bit with Tiber, and he's at least interested in the idea. And Harbin, it's been a bit more difficult, as he doesn't leave his house, but we're trying to work on that too.
Says, "Then you are going to be quite busy."
Yeah, it's a large boulder we're rolling up the hill, but it's not going to happen until someone starts pushing.
Well, I'm not going to help you push, but I can make your nails.
That's all I need.
And no, go.
Yeah, and it's just like so I can count on your support if and when construction starts for this location. That you'll be there to help.
Yeah, as long as you're building it on the up and up, I'll help you out.
And it's like the fake offended is like as a follower of Ongrad, we do everything on the up and up.
Yeah, okay. Let me know when you're done talking to Harbin.
And then he's basically appreciative doing business with you, and he's gonna end up going.
Cool, sounds good. Then we are going to take our break. It is 8:13, so we'll call it a 10-minute break. We'll be back by 8:25, and we will bring our groups back together and continue on with our session, with our day. See you guys in 10.
See ya.
Okay.
Back to this. Back to the future! Becky says, I have the chat unsupervised. I can say adult things. Tax fraud. Identity theft. Late payments.
Ooh.
Briefcase.
Hasn't Becky gotten her identity stolen before?
Literally multiple times before, yeah.
How does that happen? Bad luck?
She does not have really great luck. She's never really had super great luck.
How do you find out like your identity's been stolen?
Usually your credit score tanks, and that is a good way. People calling you, telling you that you owe them shit, is another good way of that happening. Also, your shit getting canceled. Some dude tried to buy hella porn with her credit card number. Just all the porn. They were just like, give it to me. I'm going to buy it with this chick's credit card. Yeah, and that's
why you do the annual credit report.
Be careful with your identity, folks. Just kidding. There's literally nothing you can do to protect it. Joke's on him. I was in severe debt at the time.
Yeah, from my understanding, the only way you can do to prevent it, isn't it like just make sure you do your annual credit report every year to make sure nothing's weird?
Yeah, the best thing that you can do to not get your identity stolen is nothing, but you can, check and see if your identity's been stolen, at least once a year regularly. But yeah, there's basically not a whole lot you can do about it. The best metaphor I've heard it described as is that like people buy credit cards and social security numbers in like the batch load in like the hundreds to the tune of hundreds of thousands, and they just like go through and they just like plug them all into shit, and like most of them belong to dead people, but every once in a while they get one that belongs to a live person. And
how do they even get them in the first place?
There are like just straight up normal ass websites you can go to buy them. That's like not dark web, just like regular ass websites to buy a batch of social security numbers and or credit card numbers.
I know, but what I'm saying is, where did they get the data?
Good question. A lot of public record, I'm sure, but I have no idea.
That's weird.
Yeah. As someone who works in cybersecurity, I can tell you.
Becky, tell me.
Becky's going to tell us. People are dumb on the internet.
Oh, so it's kind of like, you put your information into something you shouldn't have, and then it's like, now it's on the web.
Yeah, but also big companies get hacked and that shit gets stolen.
My fucking medical records got stolen, my blood test results.
Yeah.
And I got a court notice about it, basically. Yeah, no, at our like local health clinic, I got a letter because people were taking them to court, and I could join in if I wanted to, and it was just a notice stating I could because my blood records. Yeah, my blood records got stolen, and they were able to specify it was my vitamin D records got, like, leaked. No other information. They were like, yeah, literally just first name, last name, vitamin D record.
Yeah,
And
but
I was,
HIPAA privacy is such a big deal.
oh, yeah. But no, and they said, like, technically, like, if I was to join this lawsuit, I could get $5, and it was like, no.
How much is your time worth to where $5 is a good enough payout? Like, even if it only took me, 20 minutes to fill out paperwork, it's like,
If I could, like, call and just, like, confirm, like, send an email with my, like, an identification or something,
right.
I'd take $5, but also it's, even if it was something like an STD test, I don't think I would be that ticked off. I'd be annoyed. Not enough for $5.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty irritated. And I can see the principle of it. Like, if you were one of those people who was, because I'm a pretty privacy-oriented guy. I do sense the irony of saying this while live streaming, but I am a pretty privacy-sensitive guy, and it's like I can understand somebody being like, it's not for the $5. It's to make sure the company pays, every single person whose privacy they violated, kind of thing. Yeah, Becky says, as someone who has many medical issues, I wouldn't want those on the internet. But Becky's with me. She says it's about the principle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't that also happen with, like, freaking Wells Fargo, and then they didn't tell anyone for, like, a good few years?
Yeah, but it's also like, ironically, I think happened to one of the like LifeLock or some shit. Like one of the companies whose job is to not have identity theft. Like I think their company got a cyber attack or some shit, and then they lost a bunch of data that way too. There
Yeah.
have been a couple of healthcare companies like we've been talking about who have lost shit like that. Big news
Didn't
stories.
Ashley
But there's
Madison
like there's
also?
like small news stories of that shit that happens all the time that companies just settle out on. They're just like, yeah, you know.
Yeah. I remember when Ashley Madison got hacked and people got exposed.
Exposed. Yeah.
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 Because they threatened the people. They were like, "We're gonna reveal everyone's who's married, who's looking for an affair." And people really thought that the company who was like, whole big thing was have an affair was gonna be like, "Oh yes, we will pay this ransom." No, and then a bunch of YouTubers got in trouble.
uh, we call them consequences. And speaking of
Yeah.
consequences, those happen a lot in D&D. So you guys are back in the town of Phandelver. Bronze has just gotten off this conversation with the smithy, handing out 2 of these gold plates, which we are going to need to settle, like pin down a price on. I think that 20 gold is a more reasonable price for these, based on
For
what the size is.
for both of them or for one?
You said they were. Your original figure was 50 gold. Is that right? For one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think 20 for one is good. So we'll call it 40.
Okay.
40 total is what it'll only cost you 10 gold to produce them. But their value is like a 20 gold value, right? But Pathfinder rules. Whenever you craft anything yourself, it only costs half as much. So you could take 10 gold coins worth of coins and turn those into one sheet, which the right person would value at 20 gold kind of thing. But it would take you time to do all that. Okay, so you're just coming off of the smithy, who seems amicable to your deal here. Took a couple of these plates off of you. Said, yeah, I got no problem with Angrad. I'll provide some nails for you when you come calling. Sure. What the hell? Excuse me. Oh goddamn. Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. Says, yeah, sure. What the hell? Why not? Meanwhile, Faye and Randall have been like walking around anywhere that they were going to go see the woodworker's hut. So Randall basically opens the door for her, and there's people working here. So he like gestures for you to stand in the doorway and just kind of like shows you this big open space that just essentially has a bunch of like sawing stations and cutting stations and like milling, like a big corners for like milling planks of wood. And there's like these, huge doors on either side, which are designed for, to carry presumably all the stuff they build into and out of here. Sawdust is super thick in the air, and Randall, is saying hi to everybody as he comes through here. And he's like pointing at all the different stations and telling you who's who and what does what. And it takes him a little while, but you're like not allowed in here, kind of thing. And so he shows you all this stuff, and then as you guys come back, you see Bronze coming down the walk the other way, coming from the smithy. What do you guys want to do?
Didn't Bronze need to talk to the woodworkers?
I don't know.
He did. He's gonna probably wait on that a bit. One thing at a time. Bronze notices them.
Yeah, it's an empty ass street. Very obvious, especially okay. Faye. She's huge and has horns.
Okay. Yeah, he basically just flags him down, joins, well, he's patting himself on the back, I don't want to brag too much, but pretty productive, Let's say the Church of Angra has itself a metal worker.
Cool, Randall. So, what now? You guys gonna adventure and shit?
We can take a.
If we're gonna drink, I'll do that.
Sure. And Faye is staring at Bronze because this is the awkward third wheel moment.
He is probably going to take the hit and go look at the job board.
And Randall and Faye make their way into the Stonehill, and Bronze walks over to the job board. Job board is the easier interaction here, so I'm going to start there. You have... I actually need to find my job board sheet. There we go. On the job board is Gnomengard, a clan of reclusive rock gnomes, resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them. If you bring it back for something useful and don't want to keep it for yourself, sell it to the town master. Otherwise, the item will be its own reward. You also have Mountain's Toe. The Mountain's Toe gold mine lies 15 miles northeast of Phandelver. The new overseer, Don John Raskin, has just made the trip from Neverwinter to Phandelver and needs to be escorted to the mine. There's no telling what dangers lie between here and there. Once you deliver Raskin safe and sound, return to Townmaster to collect 200 gold pieces. You also have 3 more. You guys got a ton of quests on here right now. Axholm. Within a mountain, 15 miles... because you guys have 3 new ones. That's why, because you just finished one. Within a mountain 15 miles south of Phandelver stands the ancient dwarven fortress of Axholm, which has been sealed for years. If a dragon attack is imminent, the people of Phandelver might need to evacuate and take refuge in Axholm. To that end, someone needs to open the fortress and make it safe for habitation. Once you accomplish these tasks, return to the town master for 500 gold pieces. Also, the dragon barrow quest. The dragon that besets us is not the first to threaten this region. Between here and Neverwinter lies the barrow mound of a warrior whose magical dragon-slaying sword helped fell a green dragon terrorizing the high road a century ago. Rumor has it the dragon slayer's sword is buried there too. Retrieve it, and let the sword be its own reward. And the last quest on the board reads... The orcs have fallen under the sway of evil spellcasters in the Neverwinter Wood, and have been sighted in growing numbers near Falcon's hunting lodge. The spellcasters dwell in a ruined manse, and Falcon needs someone to make a preemptive strike against it. Destroy this evil manse, and expect him to reward you. And those are all the jobs on the job board right now.
Bronze is probably gonna take the hunting lodge one. Like he's just gonna I'm assuming it's like a paper that he can just pull off the thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna grab that. Probably he was gonna start walking towards Stonehill, then he realized, Faye's probably gonna give him dirty dagger eyes again. So he is going to.
Hey for stay?
What?
Hey, stay?
Faye's not here. What's Bronze doing?
He's also only been gone for like 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I gotta go
But
do
I'm
stuff
saying,
and
you
be
could go
back
for
30
round
minutes later.
Bronze, this is
I
your
don't-
character's decision. He's all by his lonesome. He can do whatever he wants.
You know what? He is going to prepare for that later on by going into the woods. Let's see, right here.
Yep.
And he is going to start basically chopping down. He's gonna go buy. He's gonna go buy an axe from the what's it called? Blacksmiths, and then go and chop some trees to work up a sweat.
Wait, you don't have an axe?
Let me double check. I don't think so. He has a hammer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he has a
okay.
hammer. Yeah. I made that same mistake a couple of times where I was trying to describe a final blow or something, and I was like, "What is your weapon again?" He's like, "Hammer." I'm like, "Right."
Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute. I thought you were about to go be like, I'm gonna take a bath in the woods.
Cool. So if you're going to spend time harvesting lumber, then that is something that you are definitely skilled enough to do. You'll have to subtract. I think an axe is 5 gold pieces for an axe, which the smith will sell to you at a fair price due to your newfound relationship. And yeah, that's not a big deal. You can go out there and chop some wood all day, my friend. Fearoth, you and Randall are in the Stone Hill. It is still pretty early. You guys, we're just talking about lunch, so it's 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a small drinking crowd in here. Randall walks in, everybody turns, looks, see a couple of smiles and smirks. Randall's bud is there. He gets up and walks over and says hi to you guys. Randall says hey. He turns to you. He's like, I'm gonna go sit with my friend for a minute.
Okay.
He's like, cool. I'll find you.
I'm not hard to miss.
And his buddy's like, I'll say. And the two of them walk off and rejoin a table with a couple of other young men at it. And it comes over, and you don't catch the distinct words, but you catch the distinct timbre of a mocking tone of voice, rah 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 rah, and then everybody the other voices just laugh as you make your way over to the bar.
Yeah, I guess. About to go eat a salad.
Cool, sounds good. Food is. Oh God, what is food? Food, I think, is 3 silver pieces, and what's this guy's name? I have so many innkeepers. This is Tobkin. Is that this guy?
I think so.
Toblin.
Toblerone.
Toblerone. Yes, Toblerone.
This is why I give them nicknames.
Oh my God, I have so many barkeeps at this point. I've literally created a dozen different barkeeps at this point. Toblin looks up at you and is very happy to see you. If you want a salad, he can make the salad happen for you. Anything to drink?
Probably wine.
Cool. Ups your price to 6 silver pieces because wine is a little harder to come by in Phandelver. And he serves you up your wine and gets to work on your salad, which does not take very long because it's a salad. In the time that he takes to make it, you scan the bar and can see that there is, an orcish fellow talking with a halfling at the end of the bar. There are a pair of dwarves sitting in the corner, and then there's this group of Randall and his friends who are, obviously somebody's telling a story, and then something that's obviously a fart joke, and it's like this is very like country bumpkin frat guy energy, I guess is how I would describe it. Um, what's Feyroth up to here? What's she gonna do?
Anyone alone, I guess, that she could talk to?
No, there's everybody here right now is paired up. It's
God
the
damn.
it's the orc and the halfling, the pair of dwarves, and Randall and his friends.
I guess she'll listen in on a conversation. Like, I guess she can, like, listen in to, like, hear anything, like, interesting.
Yeah, actually, there is.
Like, town gossip.
Yeah. Fucking. Roll
Fill
me a
in the tea.
roll me a perception check
Okay.
as you listen.
Yep. Okay, my perception is 11. Plus whatever I roll. What's it gonna be? 19.
And a 19.
We about to hear about an affair.
Sweet.
How juicy is this gossip?
She hears at the end of the bar the orc and the halfling discussing that west of Phandelver on the coast, there's an old stone lighthouse. As you're listening in, it sounds like ships have been crashing into the lighthouse specifically rather than being alerted by the coast. And as far as the two gentlemen at the end of the bar can tell, whatever those ships were carrying has been essentially left unattended wherever it washed up on shore or trapped in the hulls of underwater ships. Um,
Aw.
but they're like talking about how much treasure there must be in there and what they would do if they had that kind of money. And the conversation kind of deteriorates from there.
Ah, damn. I was hoping for, like, literal just white, like, hen gossip.
No,
What you
it's
could
like
do is give them like
no go.
give them an axe and tell them to go find it.
I was waiting for it. Did you hear so and so went to that? Oh my god.
No.
That whore. Like, the fun kind.
Two of the NPCs just like, I hear Ashley Madison got hacked.
One of them looks
I
really
hear
nervous.
Randall's fucking some goat.
I heard Randall's fucking some goat. No, they're not going to talk about that while you're in the bar. Come on. You're the only goat in town.
I know, but it's a bar. Maybe someone got drunk.
Not at 2
I guess
o'clock in the afternoon. Barthen's the only one drunk at this time.
Did?
I just saw someone drunk, but I guess she'll just listening to Randall's group then, because at this point, maybe try to see what he acts like when she's not technically around.
Randall's definitely watching you. Like, he's sitting with his back to the door, like with his body pointed at the bars. Like, he's looking at the table, but he definitely made it a point to sit somewhere where he'd be able to see you at the bar.
And I feel like Faye is not looking around, but you know when deers, like, their ears move?
Yeah.
Like, her ears are kind of moving, and then all of a sudden they just start kind of pointing to where they're sitting.
You're trying to subtly gesture to him with your ears?
No, that's just her listening in, and if he notices, he notices.
Got you. I doubt very serious. Yeah. So. Yeah, Randall doesn't appear to notice. He is looking at you, but he doesn't like notice your behavior. He's just making it a point to make eye contact with you every couple of minutes.
Am I hearing anything fun over there?
No, I mean it's just a lot of hollering and hooping, and like I said, it's it's like dick jokes and bitching about their old ladies and talking about like talking about the new adventurers in town, and it's like you definitely can hear that they're like having a good time, but it's like they're essentially bullshitting, like they're being guys, and Randall is definitely participating in the bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as long as they're not shit talking Faye, she's cool.
No, definitely not. Again, no one's stupid enough to do that while you're in the bar with them.
You never know.
That's true.
Faye's just eating her salad then.
Cool, Faye. You're driving our action right now because our other man's out chopping wood. So, so you can finish your salad whenever you want, and the man chopping wood can decide he's done chopping wood whenever he wants. But I, figure he's going to want to actually get something done, so he's going to be doing that for a little while.
His plan is to bring it over to. I forget her name because I was not listening when you had said her name. I was looking at something else, so I forgot her name.
Oh,
Bronze would have remembered.
Something else.
Bronze would have remembered her name. I don't remember what it was even, but yeah, Bronze.
I remember the little boy's name was Carp.
Carp, yeah. Fucking.
I think her name got mentioned.
Vila or something.
Yeah, Elliot. No. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to find it. What is he? Alderley Farm. That's the name of the place. It's the Alderley Farm. Yeah, don't put him in alphabetical order. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Alderley Farm. Because right between the Shrine of Luck and the Miners' Exchange, because that makes sense. Colleen.
All right, Colleen.
Yeah, it's like
with an L.
Like it's Quellne or something. Like it's wild.
Okay. Yeah, he's basically gonna be chopping up wood and then using like ant hull to take a whole bunch of it over once it's like evening.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. There's a little bit of you can only carry as much as you can physically wrap your arms around, kind of thing. But yeah, you can carry a ton of this stuff stacked up real high.
Wait,
high.
Figure he made like a. He's gonna sleeves rolled up, wearing like the linen shirt underneath only. I feel like he probably like bought some rope at the blacksmith's or something and like use that to like tie it so they'd be like carrying more.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Then you are for sure going to be able to make it to. We're gonna time lapse a little bit here. You're gonna be able to make it back to the farm, which is like literally right on that side of the road, so you don't have to, or right on that side of town rather, so you don't have to go very far with this wood, even though you're ant hauling it. And Colleen is super impressed, like very extremely impressed. Like stops working, leans on her hoe, and just like watches you wordlessly as you are carrying the wood up to the farm.
I imagine if she had a fan, she'd be fanning herself, going, "Oh my!
Oh my!"
Then we're on bronze now.
Well, that depends. Fearoth, is there anything in particular? Is there anything of note or interest you want to do between now and evening?
Not particular. She's just waiting on Randall.
Yeah, I mean Randall's hanging with his friends, and he told you he was going to hang with his friends, so he's he's like hanging with his friends. So you guys can hang at the inn for a while. That's totally fine. Then time lapse later. Diddly diddly do. Yeah, we're on bronze. So you're approaching the Alderley farm with just the most wood, with the hardest wood.
But
for building.
It's like I normally deal with stone, but figured I'd bring you here some wood. And I'm assuming he like looks over because I'm assuming she has like a wood pile somewhere.
She does, yeah.
Out of curiosity, how much wood is there? Is it like is it full or is it like empty?
I mean, it's pretty full. She's got a young son who she can like set to task and keep. Like it's not. There's some room for sure, but there's not enough room for everything you brought. No.
But yeah, no, he basically had said that, and then he looks over and sees that it's nearly full, and it's like just looks back over, a little embarrassed.
At your comment, like, oh, I brought you some wood. She looks up. She's like leaning on her hoe. She says, "I can't wait to see it." Despite the fact that you're holding all of this wood. And yeah, so this is what you're in for. This is this character here. You guys are adventurers. Like this is a small town. Like you guys are a big deal to these people, especially the more shit you get done. You're like people have heard about you. They've like seen you at the inn. There is, it's like Barthen knew about Vincent before you guys went and talked to him. Like this, the town of Phandelver is itself a living and breathing organism. Keep that in mind as you make your choices and live and operate in it.
Cool. Okay. So, I think Braun's going to be like, I noticed you don't have enough space for all this wood, and then he's going to be like, it's like how much do you know about bricklaying?
Not a whole lot. Enough to do repairs to mortar, but that's about it.
And then, I guess his way of trying to flirt is like basically trying to build a stone thing together. So he's like asked like, would you want to help me with making a new alcove for the firewood?
She's not getting it, but she knows fires are romantic, and she has a fireplace, so she'll lead you into the fireplace for sure. I think the two of you can get there.
No, I mean like, he's literally saying, would you want to be like basically like help him lay brick outside of their house so that they have like a more secure thing for the firewood that he made? And I'm imagining that if she were to say yes, it'd be a thing of like ghost whenever they're both doing the pottery together.
You know what? Sure, man. That sounds fine. She's definitely gonna be like. She's definitely only into this because you're into this, and I'm gonna chalk this up to like a dwarven culture thing. Yeah, you got some. Your bronze shows. What the fuck is her name? What I say it was?
Colleen, I think.
Colleen.
With a Q.
Colleen with a Q. Bronze shows Colleen the I don't know. There's something there about like mortar and building and foundations and love grows and I don't know. She definitely thought laying brick sounded more like mundane work. She spends her whole day working. She's like, no, I don't want to lay brick. But you're really interesting, so she's like doing the thing like, sure, I'll lay bricks with you. And she starts laying bricks, and she's like, and obviously I'm imagining that Bronze, with his stoneworking background, like actually likes doing this shit, right?
Yeah, this is a fun activity for him.
Yeah, so your joy is infectious, right? It's the classic pottery. We'll go back to Ghost and pottery, right? Like it's like pottery. Like she's like, sure, pottery could be interesting, whatever. And then she sees how much you're enjoying the pottery, and she has a better time because you're having such a good time with the pottery. She was like, yeah, we can lay brick, whatever, man, sure. And then she's how much you're enjoying it. She's like, all right, this is a cool date, And yeah, that's fine, and that'll cover more time for you. So you're just doing some time-eating tasks here, my friend. Fearoth, it is evening. The Stonehill is filling up. it is getting harder and harder for you to hear the conversation of Randall's table specifically because of the like overlapping chatter in here. Is Faye the kind of person to like continue sipping wine over time as she hangs out here? Would she have like retired to her room? Would she have like what would she have done with the hours of time that it would have taken Tim? God damn it! That it would have taken Bronze to you know chop some timber and bring it to the Alderley farm and like start the process of laying bricks. Did I catch you while you were away from your mic? Do you have your mic muted
Oh,
accidentally?
sorry, I had it muted. I was having to help Otis. Okay, there we go. She's probably like, you know, sipping her wine. Check her nail every once in a while. Take her hair down. As more people will come in, it. Honestly, she's listening for like that gossip, the chismosa kind, the fun kind,
The fun kind.
like town scandal. Like I want to know what's happening on in the inner lives.
I know. You're asking for so many things that are not in the book.
Damn it!
And the whole point of running this is that it's a campaign out of the book that I don't have to work so hard for.
I just
And
want
I'm
to hear the
improving a whole
fun
goddamn town out of my back pocket. um, yeah, man. Let me see here. If you
Wait,
what's up?
was Randall a book character?
No, of course fucking not. Of course
Okay.
Randall was not a book character.
I assume not, but then you were like, I'm running this out, and I went, did we get a book character?
You guys have dealt with a few book characters at this point. Randall is definitely not one of them. Oh, I'm seeing Becky's post. It's about the principal. Yeah, give me a second. I can do some improv. You want some juicy town gossip? Let's see here. The town of Phandelver has all these people in it. What?
It ain't gotta be here, but just funny.
What?
I can imagine they probably were talking about Barthen at some point.
Get that? You said people be sleeping around.
Yeah, usually with strangers, with people like you guys passing through town. And so far, you guys are the only ones passing through town.
Oh damn.
At least in the few days that you guys have been here. But
That's true.
you know what? You know what? You're sitting there, and you're listening to the conversations of the people in the bar, and you hear someone talking about a strange man who was sleeping and whispering to the bushes outside the inn a few days ago. That is what you hear.
Who was that? It was one of our characters. Which one? Who was it?
That was Pabu.
Was it Pabu?
I think so. Didn't he jump out a window? Wait, Dave, is this a reference to one of us? No. Can we get a hint?
I think it might have been Hans talking to Don Lonson. Because I think Don was hiding in the bushes.
But were you outside the inn?
This was Hans, not Bronze.
I know, but were you outside the inn when he was hiding in the... Wait, Dave, did you say that they were outside the inn?
Victory. I remembered a tidbit. Yeah, I said outside the inn.
I mean, he'd have to be if he was talking to him outside of the bush. I think it was whenever it might have been whenever. I don't think it was whenever the angry wife was coming along.
Oh yeah, his witch of a wife. Ah, the good old days. Soto didn't play any of those characters, did he? Or was that someone else?
No, Soto hasn't played it. No, Soto got invited to this campaign a couple of times, and he continued to tell me, like, oh, I'll build a character later. Oh, yeah, I'm interested in playing, but I haven't built that character yet. I'll make it a point to build it so I can play next time. And that happened, like, 2 or 3 times, and then I basically just stopped reaching out, because it's like, yeah, man, like, after a month had passed and he hadn't built the character yet, it was like, meh. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But at this point, I may start sending out invites again because if this is going to be our fallback game that we play when somebody's not available, then you guys really should have another player who is helping you guys in combat situations. And so,
yeah, we were talking about that because we run into the issue of we can't do like major combat because we only got the 2 people.
right, I hear it, and I love that you guys have become attached enough to these characters that you don't want to risk them that way. But I will also remind you, like, this is a one shot. Like, this is our disposable game. This is, maybe this is the one to throw yourself against impossible odds and see if you
what
can
I
survive.
say, Dave? You made the characters lovable.
Well, thank you. I will take the compliment in the spirit which it's given. Absolutely. Yeah. But if you guys are doing this, then it's gonna take Bronze a while to like lay this brick. It'll take a few hours presumably.
Have his ghost moment.
Have his ghost moment. Carp is still like floating around here, so there's not going to be any funny business between them, at least while he's floating around. Becky says, "I'll play, but I ain't gonna sleep with anyone."
Becky, you should come in right now. You could be colorful commentary until you get a character.
That's true, especially because we're probably only going to be running this for another 20, 30 minutes or so. But you could be colorful commentary. You could come in as any number of characters. You could literally just dream up any character you want to be a resident of Phandelver, and because it's not my homebrew campaign that I get all territorial about, it'll probably be fine. So, I figured Becky, but she just got done with what I'm sure is like a 10 or 12 hour day or some craziness. She's like, yeah, I don't have the energy to do all that. So that's fair, Becky. You just realized 14 hours. Excuse me, y'all. 14 hours today.
Jesus.
So
that is not nice.
Yeah. So she's in the kind of work that the 4 arbitrary quarters that are in a year actually mean something, and so when you get up against those deadlines, you have to do all the work that other people haven't been doing for the last 3 months. Every 3 months, and it's really fun, I'm sure.
Ew. That's bad.
Started at 7 a.m. Gross. Okay, so that is the gossip you hear. Fearoth. Randall is hanging out with his friends, and at this point, they are like starting to get a little rowdy, and they're definitely starting to sing. Like Randall's table is beginning to like the drunken chorus of the tavern drinking songs.
They're probably going to turn around and watch this.
It's not an excellent performance, but Randall is definitely hamming it up, and he's definitely showboating, peacocking a little bit, especially the more he drinks, as he's hanging out with these guys, singing loudly, making it a point to always be standing somewhere where you can see him. It's normal tavern rowdiness. This is not anything like there's nobody's like shitting on the walls or projectile vomiting or beating the crap out of each other. Like this is just normal tavern rowdiness.
Faye turns around and it's like boys doing a farting game, and then it's just like, oh no.
I'm Randall, and welcome to Jackass.
I'm Randall, and welcome to Jackass. Oh man, that is.
I would be fine with that if you pulled it. It's like Faye turns around and she sees Randall trying to parkour off of a wall.
Oh God, what do Randall and his friends get up to? You guys are asking all the important questions here. What do Randall and his friends do besides?
This will determine if Randall stays a booty call or if this is going to be more than booty call at this point.
There, you
I
know
feel like
what?
they drink.
Hold on. Look up bar things. What could they be doing?
No, I got you. I'm so.
Are they doing burping contests?
Maybe they play checkers.
Are they rating the women in the bar?
Give me just a little minute.
Are they talking about their fan fiction that they write on the side?
Oh man,
They are catching on RuPaul's Drag Race.
No, I can't. I can't find it.
What are you trying to find?
I was trying to find something that I could just read off the cuff, that I didn't have to like make up a folk story from scratch. And so I was trying to, but no, they're just singing and being rowdy, and you know, like they're drinking. They're not worried about what's going on with you. They're playing like the fantasy version of quarters. You know, they're like bouncing gold coins on the table, and you know, and you're watching as different guys, including Randall, are being forced to like chug their alcohol, and you know, it's just it's like a big party vibe. It's the fantasy version of the weekend.
Mm.
Day of rest coming tomorrow.
Does they have a deck of cards? Because she could start like a poker game or something with them, or some sort of
Oh,
card game.
hold on.
Slide a
Let me
hand check
quickly check
situation if
something
she
on
chooses to
Faith
cheese.
Stat. Okay. Since Faye is into like the mystical side of stuff, like the Sylvan, weird thing, could she be doing like tarot cards or something?
Yeah,
Just
that's a super normal thing to do. If at any point Faye is doing tarot cards, she will notice that Toblin is like at the bar. Toblin like definitely is like very focused on not only the tarot cards in front of her, but the patrons around her while she's using them.
I guess Faye's gonna kind of look at him and be like, "Do you want a reading?"
He says, "Not here, but some of my patrons believe there is more sinister magic at work with these types of tasks, tokens, cards."
I mean, it's just a bicycle. It's just a bicycle card set. I got it from Target.
I got it from Home Depot.
I got it from my mama.
Ah. Swear I'm up to no good. Like, I'm not doing anything. Just for fun.
He says, "And I won't stop you." He says, "But I will ask that if it becomes an issue, that you find a peaceful resolution."
I catch your drift. I'll put him away if it becomes a problem.
And he grabs you another glass of wine, slides it over to you, does not charge you for it, and walks down to the next patron.
Yeah, then Faith is doing her tarot card stuff. And if anyone notices, anyone notices. Bar fight?
Yeah, I mean, after a couple of hours of this, you know, going into and getting farther and farther into the night as more and more people are drinking, she notices that there's a particular individual who, like, is like sneering at her and is making it a point to go all the way to the opposite side of the bar to flag Toblin down to get a drink. It's you know, it's a half elf in his 30s who has the very narrow and slender face that is typical of elves, but has more, but is not as elegant, not as slender as full elves are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, Face is doing her thing, playing with her tarot cards.
Cool. Love it. Then I'm going to ask, because if you're just laying enough bricks for like more firewood, then this project isn't going to take you more than a couple of hours as an accomplished stonemason. Um, what are you going to do after you get done with this, bronze?
Colleen.
What's that?
The answer to that is Colleen.
What if that is not an option because Carp is still floating around?
He is going to ask if she needs any help with any of the work that's done around the farm.
Vicky says, fantastic answer. Yeah, super is. Super is. Um, at this point, you guys have lost pretty much all of your daylight, and and Colleen answers to that effect, like nothing that can be done in the dark.
Oh, let's see. He has a spell for. Let's see what the spell exactly does. I am making for more productive daylight savings hours. Do not matter here. Bronze casts a light. It's a cantrip. Basically, any touch object glows like a torch.
Yep.
And he's going to do it to like something on his person. So like I'm assuming the shirt could count, right? It's an object.
Yeah, you can have your shirt glow.
Yeah, he does. He does that. It's like, well, it's like here's some light, so And he's like, I'll light something like I'll light up your evening or something like that.
And she's like, she's not super interested in work. She wants to sit and talk, basically. Like, you guys have been working for hours and hours. Like, she put in a full 10-hour farm day, and then you guys laid bricks for a couple hours, and she's like, I think I'm thanks for the light, I think I'm done working.
And he's just like, okay, that works, haha, for me too.
Go.
And he's like, how about we, enjoy some of the fruits of our labors, and we can light up the place, and just spend a bit of time talking.
And she will absolutely take you up on that. Your DM does not have her character fleshed out 100% yet, so he is not ready for that conversation. What are, I guess I'm going to ask, are Faye or Bronze planning on taking any other actions of note before they need to find a betting result for the night? Is Faye gonna do anything in the bar? Is Bronze gonna go meet Faye, touch base at all before bed? Is Faye gonna bed here? Is Faye gonna, because that offer for the hayloft was obviously to both of you guys. I just want to know what you guys are gonna do between now and nap time.
Yeah. Faye's probably gonna, sleep at the bar because the hayloft seems more of like a Bronze thing.
Cool. And just make sure you mark off the gold piece it'll cost you to sleep here tonight.
Yeah. She's probably gonna, she's either waiting for Bronze to show up if he does show up. If not, she's assuming he's at the hayloft. And if Randall comes over, she might see if he wants a reading or something.
Randall will check back in with you at some point during the night. I don't know exactly when. But at some point in the night, he will check in with you. And so if you want to offer him a reading, he will definitely take you up on that while you're there. So what does that look like?
Oh, I know a thing about this. Okay. She's like shuffling the deck and like, has him like, lay out and then pick one.
Right.
And, picks a card, flips it over. Ace of Cups, baby.
Cups, baby.
Yeah, new relationships. Ooh.
He's like, hey, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
And
these really work.
Yeah, they can. And then he pulls another, and this one I don't know off the top of my head. We're getting answers, people. Yeah, it's like random card. This one means defining, to determine things in your life.
He's like, yeah, okay. Like how many screws to use in a woodworking project?
And she goes, well, cards normally go together, so determining things for your relationships.
Yeah. Well, we got the screws taken care of there.
Gonna kind of stare him down and like see if he's picking up what she's putting down.
Are you gonna is it just 2 cards? Are we done?
I don't know, are we? He's picking it up or no? I guess
I don't know. This is your card thing. I don't you tell me when we're done. I don't really get it.
Don't worry about it. And she's just gonna take the cards and put them back into the pile.
So it doesn't tell you your future. It tells you your stuff you already know. Like I know that there's a new relationship. You're here.
And Faye's going, well, it's a bit more complicated than that. It's things you're going to have to think about, compose yourself over. It can read the future, it can read the past, but sometimes it's things that are in the present that you haven't decided.
Okay. What do I need to decide? Are we deciding things?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Oh, why? What?
You're reading.
I prefer drinking. And he flags down Toblin for another drink.
Oh, you got with the dude who has 8 intelligence.
Oh, yeah, I did. That was the smoothest way of saying, nah, girl. I'm only here for the booty.
Yeah, because Randall's super smooth. That's something I've really established about his character up till this point.
You never know. He might have been like the stupid fuck boy, but right when it came down to it, he went, nah, son. Hey, time to be blunt. I guess Face is gonna look at him and be like, what am I to you?
Great.
What?
Great. You're great to me. Wonderful? Fantastic.
Oh, thank you. And she's like, I meant more of socially. What am I to you? What is our relationship in your terms?
He's like, oh, I hadn't really thought about it. I just kind of figured that you're here for a little while and then you won't be here because that's what happens with adventurers. They adventure.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify what terms we were on.
I mean, yeah, I'd be open to you staying, obviously, but you are an adventurer. Why would you want to stay here?
Just the shoulder thing. It's just like, no particular reason. I was just asking.
Yeah, yeah. That's dumb. You'd never want to stay here. It's yeah.
I've lived in much simpler places.
Well, oh, where? I don't think we talked about that. Where you're from? I'm from here.
Okay, just gonna, I don't know any towns in the actual world, so, like rattle off some far away, area.
Haven't heard of it.
Most people don't. I wasn't always an adventurer.
Why'd you become one?
I divorced my husband and my kid died. Not much other options.
Right, the kid who died. Yeah. And he's like, how's your drink?
Fine. Swine.
Do you have enough of it? Can I get you more?
Sure.
And Randall goes and buys you a drink. Comes back with same wine that you've been drinking because Toblin knows what you're drinking.
Yeah. Sipping on the grape juice. Grape juice.
And he's like, I'm gonna go back and hang out with my friends some more. They'll give me a hard time for not hanging out with them so much lately, but they can't give me that hard of a time because we're, you know. Okay.
Huh.
Okay, bye. And he like leans in and like kisses Faye super quick, and then like turns around, like runs back over to the. It's like it's very reminiscent of their first kiss, where he was like super drunk and just like went for it in the middle of the bar. Like it was very much that same like he very obviously decided he was going to do it like right there in the moment, and like turns around and runs back to his and like turns around and runs back to his friends.
We hear the little girl giggles.
Also, Becky says, "Dead kid, classic second date topic." Yeah, Randall and Faye have had an interesting time of it. They they did the one night stand thing, and then literally like the next night, Randall was like too drunk to do anything, and he was just like passed out, and Faye was like taking care of him and like making sure that he didn't like throw up on himself and had somewhere to sleep and shit, and yeah, it's their relationship's been all over the place. It's been crazy.
They fucked around a few times.
Yeah, it's been cool. So from Randall's perspective, it's been super sick.
Yeah. I am imagining though when he runs back to the group, it's like the tee. That's all we're hearing is little teehees.
Teehee giggles.
Yeah. Like when you dare each other to out.
When what?
Like when middle schoolers dare each other to ask someone out.
Yeah, except drunk adults. But yeah.
Except drunk adults, but it's guys, so it's basically drunk adults guys are middle schoolers.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Bronze. I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you say you were going to check in, or were not going to check in at any point in the night?
I know it was basically going to be a thing of they were going to have a basic conversation. I'm assuming just trying to learn a bit more about each other. Don't have to do it if we don't want to.
Yeah. What does Bronze think is important? Like, what are Bronze's topics that he gets into? Like, what are his? Becky's joking around about like classic first date topic. Like, what is Bronze's classic first date topic? Like, what does he think is important to talk about himself with otherwise stranger?
I don't know. That's partially why I didn't want to go
dead into brother.
No.
I was about to say, I know you don't enjoy the conversing as much, so we don't have to roleplay the whole conversation like Jennifer and I do, but I do want to know what Bronze thinks is important enough. Like one tidbit Bronze would, tell about himself, or, Like something along those lines.
See, imagine if it was a whole thing of like, well, how did you end up here? He'd probably, talk about how he ended up in this, where he is now, which probably something along the lines of, brought into the church very young, and has been with it for a long time, and after finishing some other stuff, he's come to Van Dalen because he had heard his probably call them like adopted brothers because it's a human and a dwarf. That does not really work out too well if they're blood siblings.
They could. You never know.
One of my players in my home campaign has asked to specifically be a hybrid, half dwarf, half elf. And I was like, yeah, man, it's homebrew. Like, you can do whatever you want. So I forget what he did stat block wise, but it's like, who cares?
We can just pretend that Hans was like half dwarf. Maybe y'all shared the same baby daddy.
I was about to say, or they could be half brothers. They could share.
Yeah. Share a dad or a mom. Bros from another hoe.
I figure with him being a baron, he probably just grew up in the woods or something. Or I think I like the adoptive sibling thing, so I think
maybe
he'd heard his adopted
dad
brother
married his mom.
No, we'll go adopted brother. That's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah, and he'd heard that he'd been headed around these parts. He'd like last had contact with them a few months prior, so heard about him. He came out here and retconned a little bit of how they ended up meeting up, and he had seen him, his torso buried and stuff like that.
We got the legs and everything.
Gonna get
I know, but like retcon the reaction.
Definitely going for the sympathy bone here. Is what this is coming across as for sure. Not like you need any help. She's obviously into you, but yeah. So I mean, she's like does the whole touching hand thing, and oh, you poor thing, and da 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 da.
You had that frog. Ew.
She tells you that she's lived here for a long time. She tells you that the boy's father has never been in the picture, and doesn't really tell you a lot about him other than he was an adventurer, kind of in character for this person. And you learn that they have a longtime druid friend who lives, on the outskirts of town, who she brings up once or twice during your conversation.
Imagine Braun's going to ask a bit about the druid friend.
What do you want to know?
I guess what do they do, and are they in town much kind of situation?
They're not in town any more often than they need to be, but there's not an inch of the land that he doesn't know. He recently set out for the ruins of a town called Thunder Tree, and so he's just west of the Neverwinter Wood. She says if any of your business brings you out that way, then tell him you're a friend of mine, and I'm sure he would be, kind enough to you.
Get the there real quick. But besides from that, I can't think of anything like of note that he'd probably ask. That's before they head out for the night or whatever they end up doing.
Cool, sounds great. Let me make sure she doesn't have anything else for you about him. Try to do a little reading ahead. And yeah, nope. I don't think she has anything else to say either. So if you've got nothing else to say and you're just hanging out on the Alderley farm for the night, you have nothing else you need to do, my friend. I just want to know what Fearoth wants to do with the diminishing hours of her evening.
Like eventually she's gonna go, up to her room, and if Randall follows, he follows.
Yeah, Randall's for sure gonna follow. very shortly after.
He's been waiting.
Yeah, he's been waiting. He's been trying to play it cool, but he's been waiting for sure. And you can, have as friendly and as long of an evening with Randall if you want as you would like. You will just need to let me know whether or not Randall stayed with you for the evening so that I know whether or not to start next session with Randall or whether or not
Dave,
he
she's
is
not
not
going to kick him
around.
out.
So
He won't
great.
kick him out.
Then we will start whenever we come back to this game session. We will start with the three of you as we did with the beginning of this session. Leisurely vacation day, just hanging out in Phandelver, buying a cow, going on a tour, making some business deals. It's like, who says adventuring has to be all killing monsters and hauling loot? Sometimes it's about building relationships,
Sometimes it's about getting mad bitches.
Mad bitches. That is a solid way to build relationships. I have a player in my in-person campaign that only meets once a month. She is I forget what they're called, like an ASMR or something. Like one of the weird alien things that has like the tentacle.
Oh, is it the one where the females look different than the males?
No, they both look pretty similar, but they have like antenna, and they can be like hot pink and like yellow and blue and shit, and they like come from a different dimension, and they're just like fucking wild. And so she is a hot pink one of these things that is basically from a place so alien that they live in like a hedonistic culture where the most important thing is like enjoying life and feeling good. And so she's like traveled across the multiverse basically making people feel good, which here on this planet in this plane basically means she wants to fuck everybody. So that's like something that like they're brand new players. Yeah, they're brand new players, and she's a brand new player. But so I was like throwing some combats at them. That picture that I sent you, Andreas, of the alleyway fight. There was like 5 of them against one bad guy. There were originally 2 bad guys, but one of the 2 of them was seduced. So one good guy and one bad guy left together the scene, leaving one bad guy and 4 good guys. And so yeah, they.
That's some powerful seduction.
Yeah, it
One
was.
bandit number 2. Let's stop throwing swords and start doing other stuff.
She tried to seduce both of them. She was like, "Boys, boys, boys," like I'm sure there's something else we can do with our time or something. Yeah, I don't remember what exactly she said, but she rolled high. She rolled like an 18 or something, and I was like, "Well, it's not good enough to get both these guys to just completely end all their hostilities. Like that's a little unrealistic." And I was like, but I had one of the dudes just like shrug and turn to the other one and be like, "Sorry, bro, I can't pass off the opportunity to get with whatever the fuck that is," and was like, basically kind of like Randall was like more curious about it than anything else, and was like, "Yeah, let's try that shit out." And so it's like
instead of vanilla, he went with a pistachio.
Right, he went with like it's like a Napoleon. But it's crazy flavors. It's like Rocky Road, pistachio, sherbet. It's just like wild. It's just so wild. And he's just like, I want to try it.
Pink sherbet.
I want to try it though. And so, yeah. So anyway, so that was their deal. But yeah, sex seems to make its way into a lot of my games. Sexual themes. Seducing. But I also pride myself in running a realistic game, and so at some point it's like I gotta not be surprised when sex comes up, because it's a great way to for a very goal oriented game. It's a great way to get shit done. So it's
we gotta
game. Whatever you can dream. If it's feasible, we try it, right? And so that's how that goes.
Okay, my question though, and this is a sexuality question: what could one of our characters flirt with another and get turned down because of sexual preference in that sense? Is it like The Sims where everyone's like Pan?
Yeah, I mean, like you could, but it's one of those things where it's like unless I had a narrative reason for that person to, you know, it's, if I have a shopkeep who has a wife at home, right, and if I have a female shopkeep with a wife at home, and Bronze comes in and hits on her, she's only going to turn him down because of her sexuality because I've already written into her backstory that she has a wife at home, and for whatever reason, that's solidified in my brain or that's really important for a plot point. Otherwise, like it's a fantasy game. Like I have very little incentive to turn you guys down based on sexuality or something unless I wanted to shut down a dialogue because there was like something important you were missing, or I was trying to get you back on track. You know what I mean? Because it's like if I'm in the space where it's like sure, it's like it doesn't turning you down because of an arbitrary reason of the sexual preferences of the made up person that I just made up. It's like why can't I? There's no reason I can't change that and have it be a meaningful interaction that you can have with someone. You know, but I reserve the right to go for a comedic moment or to if I feel like you guys are trying to seduce everything, then I would absolutely like make more characters the opposite sexual orientation. But like with all things, as long as it happens within moderation, like I don't have a lot of reason to turn you guys down for something like that unless I felt like we were getting really off track. So the answer is it's possible, but unlikely because we're telling a story. So story can be whatever
I'll
we
say
want.
I love that Bronze just stumbled into some vagina.
Well,
That was
it's somebody who's
amazing.
size appropriate for Bronze, uh,
Yeah.
who has a child from an adventurer traveling through town, who she is not willing to talk very much about, other than him being an adventurer. So she has a type, and it's Bronze is a strong man, strong dwarf. There's a whole group of people who are into that. So there it is. It's a small town. You guys are really exciting. You guys are super super a big deal. You guys like kill shit and spend. You guys spend more gold in a day than these guys make in a month. Like
We
you guys are
ballin'.
cool.
Oh, I do have a plan. Obviously, I looked it up, and churches are expensive, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. But the plan would be to pitch it to Harbin, that it's built where the Tressender Manor was because it burned down.
What's your class, bud?
War Priest,
War priest. What is that a hybrid of?
cleric, and I want to say like a fighter or something like that.
So I would give you. So the cleric's church is probably what you'd be trying to build. Uh, Pow! I got you. I got a whole stat block. I got a system in place for you. Strongholds and followers, baby. Ciao.
Yeah, that's basically what it was like. Like, yeah, if you're wanting to look into that, grab that book.
Strongholds and followers, baby. I got you. Yeah. So basically, building shit takes a long time, and it takes a lot of money. And once you build something new, usually there's somebody who is jealous of that thing and wants it to destroy it or take it for themselves or what have you. So yeah, we can get into like stronghold stuff later, but the nuts and bolts of strongholds are they take a while, but once you have them, you can start to accumulate followers because once you have a church that you built, people come to that church and people lean on the resources from that church, and people might even live in that church depending on what kind of because Pathfinder has a super cool buildings and rooms mechanic. So depending on basically how you wanted to configure that, you could potentially attract different followers who you could set to task to do things for you in Phandelver, like while you're gone and adventuring. Um, yeah, this is my dream game. If I could play the perfect game with all the elements that I want, it would be like a third role play, a third dungeon crawling, a third building strongholds and investing in followers. And like that's my dream game. Is one that I can like cuz like everybody's always like, "Oh, what's the next thing? Oh, I guess we should do this." Like if I were playing a game where I could completely drive everything, just like all the time in between quests, we'd be like, "Cool, and I'm gonna chill here for a month and practice and build 30 bows and distribute them to people and teach them archery and start the
Could
process
we
of
technically
training
do
a
that?
root. Yeah, it's D&D. Absolutely, absolutely.
But it could be a thing of it's the church, and because it is me and Jennifer talked about this during the break, but like Angrod is basically guarding the gates of heaven against the forces of hell. It could be a thing of this church is guard protecting this town versus against the frontier, and it could be like this is something I'm thinking of now, but like armory could train like basically a town militia, so they aren't just doing pitchforks and
Yeah.
torches.
We also talked about if we expand this further, we're getting the whole goddamn dwarven pantheon.
Obviously, those are lofty goals,
Those are super
but
lofty goals, but yeah, man, like I will tell you right now, as a DM, way more interested in running that game for you than the dating simulator game for sure. Two, um, that has way more like just straight up benefits to your characters to do that. And three, they're lasting permanent figures that continue on and that persist after the death of your character. So once the church is built, even if your character dies, the church is still around, and so that gives you then the option of just devoting your next character to that same deity and having them operate out of this building that your last character built. And so, or if you have a retainer who is loyal to your previous character, you don't get them automatically necessarily, but that retainer may hang around the church. If you're out and about and you rescue an orc somewhere and it turns out he knows how to fix shit and he follows you back to the church and then Bronze dies and then Flans comes in and is also devoted to this deity, like he might bump into that same orc that Bronze brought back and befriended, who now has no one to follow, who might be willing to follow Flans if he gave him reason to. And so they're also a way to like build something permanent. So if you have a character that dies, it's an easier way to like pass shit off to your next characters. um, Plus I personally think it's super cool. And I mean, this is just like ego, but it's also fact. The cooler I think shit is, the better it will be for you guys. Like the more interested I am in shit, the better content it'll make for you. Um, so yeah, I highly encourage you guys to think about how you want to do all that shit. Like there's but also keep in mind there are consequences to that. If you tell me, cool, I'm going to take a month to, get this thing started, or I'm going to take 3 months to build this building, or I'm going to take 6 months to personally supervise the entire building of this building, and there's still a fucking dragon flying around, and I'm rolling a dice every day to see where the dragon lands for that day, it's like the rest of the world does not stop because you guys want to take some time in town either. So that's kind of where the balance comes into play, right?
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
How would that be rolled in that sense? Would you just roll 30 times?
Yeah, but only because for this game it literally specifically says every day roll a die to determine where the dragon is for that day, because it's written into the campaign. And I told you guys I'm running out of the book exactly as written. That's how I do it for you guys. Yeah, absolutely. But then honestly, from your guys' perspective, probably the smarter thing to do would be to just take tasks in shorter increments. I'm not going to stay here for 6 months and build this church because in 6 months I know that 20-sided die is going to come up 20 at least fucking once, or whatever the number is. Uh, you can say I'm going to take a week to get this thing started, and then we can go do something. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
minimize the amount of
Within
time. Like
reason.
just get things started. Just like spend as little time as possible on things to still get them done. And if you guys think it would be cool to defend the town of Phandalin from the dragon, then
I do not.
you guys can hang out in the town of Phandalin. But if you hang out here forever, it will eventually end up here. So, yeah. It may end up here eventually anyway. Who knows? We'll just have to see how the dice roll.
Did we end up leveling up or no? Because I can't remember.
I don't know. You guys have not done anything level up worthy for a couple of sessions because the last two have been just role play.
Because I know with the Buggins, I didn't think we did. We slept, right?
You guys have slept multiple times since the Buggins because you slept at Falcon's Lodge and then you slept again twice in town.
I just couldn't remember if we have or had not.
I don't know. You guys have
I don't
gotten
think we did.
levels for quite. What level are you guys?
6.
Yeah.
No, because I
Yeah,
was thinking
no,
about the
'cause
dragon, because I know we got to level up before we really take on that dude. Also, we need to get, like, the drop-in for the weak person if we play.
Yeah, because level 6 was very recent. Because technically my character sheet's level 5.
There you go.
I forgot to do level.
Okay.
Yeah, level 6 was very recent.
Yeah, so you guys did get your level for that, I'm sure. Yeah.
To clarify, this isn't like a full-grown dragon, right? This has been stated. It's not a baby, but
Yeah, it's in one of the juvenile stages of dragonhood.
it's in middle school.
Because dragons are one of those things that they're like lizard folk. They just get bigger as they get older. So you can tell how old the dragon is by how big it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, give me a second, guys. I'm going to go and stream. So happy to answer questions and stay on topic. I'm just going to go drop the stream real quick. I still have 2 viewers, which means Becky's out there somewhere. Being a homie, hanging out, being a bro. Thanks for being here, Becky. You're the best. I'm so glad that you are finally done with your work day. And I will catch you later. Feel free to text.